What is going on, guys? It's Ryan here with another Dent Digest live show. We've got a special guest here, over here in the corner, Ian Cordell from Mobile Tech Shade. What's up, Ian?
What's happening, everyone? How you doing, Ryan?
Doing good. I'm doing good. I'm actually enjoying a little bit of a break from the heat. It was like over 100 degrees all last week. This week, today, it was kind of like 91. It felt like it was wintertime. So it was kind of nice.
I won't complain. I won't complain then about my heat because it's
nothing
like that.
It is it's been brutal here. So, but hey, I'd rather take summer over winter. I hate winter here. It's cold, you got snow, you got to shovel, clean off your car. See, you don't have any of those problems.
No. It's pretty nice out here in California, especially Northern California. Has been the last few years, especially.
So I want to get into last week's show a little bit. I had Dwayne on the show from Push and Polish, kind of going through his, his struggles and his trials, and he's Mr. Mom right now with his wife out in the Navy. So he's been at home with the kids, kind of put his little career on the back burner. Super great guy, just passionate about paintless dent repair. And he is just trying to make it through. He's just trying to figure it out, trying to go through his trials and keep pushing every day as much as he can with having 3 kids. So it's tough.
By himself?
He is.
Wow.
I give him a lot of credit, man, because I've got a little 4-year-old running around here, and I don't know if I could take care of her every single day because she is a handful.
Well, especially 3 of them. How old are his kids?
They're younger too. I mean, I don't know, remember the ages, but they're young.
Wow, props to him, man. That's a job.
He actually used to work in the GM plant there. He's from Tennessee, and John trained him, and he's just been, he kind of really enjoyed pushing and doing his thing. So good dude, though. He's on here quite a bit. He's a good big supporter of the Dent Digest show. So I can't complain. So this week we've got a special tool giveaway. We're going to go into how you're going to win this thing at the end of the show. Ian doesn't even know how you're going to win. I'm keeping it a surprise from him today.
What the heck?
So let's get into you a little bit. Let's get into your story, how you got into paintless dent repair, where you are now with your company. Let's start with your beginnings, how you started and got into the paintless dent repair industry. Go for it.
Well, as far as my start to paintless dent repair, I had always been doing detailing to kind of counterbalance football, high school, and having some money in my pocket. So my dad being an insurance agent, he always hooked me up with clients and customers and stuff, and that's how I met the person that owned a dealership that eventually took an interest in me and had me trained for about a month. Came back, still could not do it at all. Everybody was stressing, and practiced for about 6 to 8 months in a little tin shed behind a dealership till I could actually knock a dent in, repetitiously knock a dent in, pull it out, and do it in front of people, kind of demonstrate it. And then we started selling packages, and the whole criteria for it was these sorry about that. The whole criteria for this was being certified to train journeyman auto body guys. Are you hearing my
yeah, we're I've lost you. That. We've lost the video on you, Ian.
Am I back here?
You're not.
There we go. How's that?
Let me see here. I've got you, but let me see if they're seeing what we're seeing. It looks like we're having a little technical difficulty here.
About that.
So it doesn't look like you're on at all.
Oh, really?
Yes. How about if you log off and log right back on? See if it helps. No worries.
Right back.
So anyway, guys, Ian's having a little technical difficulty. He go into a little history with Ian. I met Ian a couple years ago. Purchased one of his mobile tech shades, and I really can't. I love that thing. I absolutely love it. It's been a great shade for me. It just works really, really well. It's just one of those things that just works. I'm trying to see if I can get Ian back on here, but we're going to work through it a little bit. It's an interesting show, so we may have to go over if I can't get him back on. But anyway, the thing with Ian's shade, I can almost show you. This thing is 4 years old. I had it powder coated. It was kind of some of the black covering was coming off. This thing works amazing.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
See if we got you on the screen here, Ian. Let's see if we get you back on. Bear with us for 1 minute, guys.
No problem.
Uh-oh, I think we got him. Did we get him?
All right. Sorry about that.
I think we're back in business. Let's see what we got here.
I think we talked so long and all the phone calls and business I was doing on my phone, even though I tried to be proactive and have my phone charged here, I had to plug a little extension battery up to it. So I think we're good now, buddy.
Hey, that's perfect. Perfect. So anyway, before we start your story, I always try to bring some tools on and kind of give the guys a little history on some different types of tools that I'm using every day, some new tools that are out. So one thing I purchased, I'm a DeWalt guy. So I use a lot of DeWalts with my Eliminate glue guns, my Eliminate lights, the hail lights we use. And I bought this. And this thing is a beast. And what it is, it's a 4 fast charger. And it'll literally charge this 60-volt battery in about 20 to 30 minutes complete from dead to charge.
Wow.
It's got a nice big cord on the back. It's got some fans on the back. When you turn this thing on, it sounds like the space shuttle's taking off.
Yeah.
But it is a awesome,
that's
awesome tool. It's a little pricey, but my problem was I was running through so many batteries. I had the car charger. I have the smaller charger, and it just was not making it happen for me. So I decided to take the leap and go at it. So I'm trying to pull up the chat here. You back there? So let's get into your story. Let's get into how you started with Paintless Dent Repair and go at it.
So essentially, I started when I was 17 and a half, when I was starting to be hit up to train journeyman auto body technicians through the state of California to train, specifically auto body technicians under a government grant to do paintless dent repair. So I was trained, came back, could not do it at all, practiced for about 6 to 7 months.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, right. And to where I was really good at doing one specific size dent, demonstrating to, for selling these kits to these body shops and corporations that were under this union program that qualified for it. And then the rest is history. Trained for 2 years, 240 journeyman auto body techs. So by the time I was 19 and a half, the guy that put on the class that up front of the money for the school got his grant and said, hey, you did everything you said you're going to do. And he gave me a couple sets of tools and put me on my own. And I've been doing it ever since, working for different companies and such during that time and everything. And
so
I'm doing now.
You were actually training body technicians or training Paintless Dent?
So the criteria, ironically, the criteria for the guys that I trained at that time had to be journey level auto body technicians. So imagine, here I am, this 18-year-old kid right out of high school with classes of 10 guys. It was a 40-hour class for a week. And, sometimes 12, but mainly it was usually 10 guys a class. And I would train these guys. I had a full criteria. I actually manufactured the tools, made them, put the handles on them, did all the stuff, and then trained the guys and got them up and running. Made a lot of great contacts. Learned a lot myself. Being I had never had any other job other than training guys, out of high school. So it was a really good opportunity to start when no one really was doing it around. So here I am doing it now, almost 30 years later.
And so you originally, it looks like, and last we spoke, you were opening up your own retail location, which I see you're in now.
Yep.
So you were mainly mobile before.
Yes. Been mobile the whole time.
Okay.
Yep. Been mobile the whole time.
So with you being mobile, obviously that's how the Mobile Tech Shade came about.
Yes. As you can tell, I'm white. The sun kills me.
See, a lot of these people in this chat don't know you. Okay.
Yeah.
So one thing I'm gonna say about Ian. Okay. He is like the Jolly Green Giant. Okay. So he gets burned because he's closer to the sun than the rest of us.
I love it.
But
it's true. It's true.
You got a big truck, jacked up. I would need a step stool to get on there. But
see if we can turn around here and show you
yeah, look at that thing. That's obnoxious. That's obnoxious.
Go big or go home, right?
You're right. But let me tell you, this guy's
truck, bro. I've seen your vehicle. It's nice too.
This guy's hands. He shook Shane's hand at MTE, and he's like, "Man, that guy has the largest hands." He shakes your hands, and he's halfway up your forearm. So, but let me tell you, I mean, we've known each other for a little while, and the easiest guy to just talk to and really just have a conversation. You're just a good dent guy. You know what I mean? You're just a good dude. So let's get into how the Mobile Tech Shade came about.
Well, I've always had to have something shading me. It's amazing. You'll be working out on these auctions, working out in the middle of a car lot on asphalt, and it literally just pulls the life right out of you. After a couple different, you think you're invincible when you're 20 years old out on these car lots pushing dents.
Yes.
And that sun will make you recognize real quick that you're not invincible, and then you can get hurt real quick with that stuff. So I started making different things. I started putting different setups together. And they were always junk, so I hit up a couple friends, had them machinists and so forth. They made me kind of a makeshift deal that I used for years, 10, 15 years. And then finally, I had run into one of my friends. The conversation came up, the gentleman that still makes every Mobile Tech Shade by hand to this day, each and every one. And he's a gunsmith. He's a metallurgist. And he goes, "Man, I can make you something that would be so far in the right field. People, honestly wouldn't get it. You'd have to explain it to them, but you're going to love it. I'm going to put it together." And that's where kind of the inception of the Mobile Tech Shade came into. He made it.
So what were you?
I used it a couple times. And
what were you using before then?
I was using, just pot metal tubing, different things, to where I would make a little base to where it just had a little pivot. It was probably about 4 inches long just to hold the end of the handle and so forth. And then he came up with the design of the different metals that don't wear out. You set it, you tighten it down, it locks. You don't have to tighten and loosen it every time. And the extension. There's a lot that goes into that extension, more than people would even imagine, being that he hand builds every one. So
I'm going to grab the extension right now so I can show these guys, what you have going on there.
Yeah,
so
I got one,
so explain the metals that are there. Obviously, you can't tell them exactly what it is, but you were saying it's kind of two metals that work against each other that give the friction.
So the combination, right? The combination of galvanized tubing. So galvanization is a coating on the top side of the metal. And, when they do that type of galvanizing, You know, if you sand it off, it takes a lot to get it off the actual metal. So what it does is it creates, when it's on a combination of cold rolled and the galvanized material, it creates a gall is the terminology for it. And what that means is it literally creates its own self-washer. So where most metals, if you take them and you rub them alongside of each other enough, it will literally chew it and wear it out. When you have a galvanized coating on a combination of the cold rolled steel, it creates this barrier between the two to where it actually has almost like a friction between it to where it will grab and hold and not wear out. So I've had some of these stands for 6 years, 7 years that I still continuously put them through the motions, and then I pull them apart every couple of years to look at them. And it's just, it really, I mean, he was right. I couldn't believe it. So after that, we came up with, hey, we need to patent this because this is such a unique idea, and it really works if it's used right. You know, it really works. It really works well.
Yeah.
As you know.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I
use it all the time.
Like I was saying earlier when we were having some video problems, this was one of your first runs of umbrellas.
Right.
And I mean,
Like
you can
4
see
years ago.
it's got some wear, you know, but when you open it up, it looks like you've been in the rainforest jungle. It's got the run lines. Cause I used to, you know, some days we're out there in the snow and the rain. I had mine powder coated, so it's changed your way of really binding, but I never really adjust this thing. I mean,
Right.
I rarely touch this bolt section, and I'm still rocking the old Woods grip. I mean, I still have the original cover. He was laughing earlier when I showed him this. He's like, yeah, but I see you take care of your stuff. And I'm like,
yeah. Not many guys keep the cover on them, man. They usually throw, I mean, I'm guilty of it. Once I use it the first time, I can't tell you where my covers go. I throw that thing in the back seat, go to work, do my thing, and do it day in, day out, just the same way. I lose those covers.
And these little things work really well.
Yeah.
Like I said, 4 years. At first you would think, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose this. But it doesn't come off of the pipe. You know what I mean?
Nope.
It just stays where it's supposed to stay, and it just works. You know, I did a review on this, I don't know, 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And if you guys missed it, go on there. I actually just posted it again this week on my Facebook page. It'll link you to the YouTube page. And it just works. You know, I had your newest one, your newer edition, which there isn't a whole lot that's changed because it just works. You know what I mean?
No, it does, man. The extension, having the capability to extend it out, the industrial design, again, you know, one guy builds and manufactures each and every one, just like that. So you pull it out, you grab it, you put it to your chest, adjust it where you want it.
Yeah, what I was doing was this, guys.
Just like that, put it on the car. Now you have it on there, and when you start to work on the car, you literally just reach up without having to get up, adjust it, move it where you want, then go back down on your work. You just grab it, move it, and it's right where you want it. So you're still working.
And there is a break-in period. So you were actually showing some people at Mobile Tech Expo last year on how to really, you know, and you're back and forth on this thing,
right,
to wear the paint away, correct?
Right. Yeah, you want metal on metal contact. You want both those areas on both the pivot points and the pole itself to have a perfect shine between them. And it's crazy. It works so good that's the reason why I went the extra route to patent the clips, the extension, the metals that we use on these to use it. It's very unique.
So when you originally were using different things on different umbrella holders, and how long was that process? How many times did you, when you created this thing, how many times did you sit back and you're like, okay, let me try this little bracket?
Right.
How long was that process?
At least 10 years. At least 10 years. I went in the field and tried different, versions of it. The first one that the guy that makes these, the first one that he had made me, I'll be honest, it wasn't good. About the sixth one, and about 3.5, 4 years in, I finally said, this is something that it just, I mean, it lasts and it works and it's foolproof. I mean, you have the extension. This is something that I'm going to come to market with and go forward with. And here's the Mobile Tech Shade. We've gone through a couple different growth, deals as far as the type of hardware we use for the pivot point, grade 8, stuff now, really, really super hardened materials and everything else that, cost me some more money. But I want to make sure that what I'm saying in the warranty that's on these things as far as the long life and how long they last, is tried to, because I know I beat mine up, and I'll tell you, I get guys constantly telling me, man, I literally try to break this thing. I run it over with cars, and I grab it, I put it right on the car, and it works again. So I'm proud of that. I'm really proud of that.
Before we came on, we were chatting, and I explained to him, I said, the only thing I really don't care for is this. I'm like, why don't you put a handle on there? So explain to him on that conversation.
So I can't tell you how many times, and that's why I've made a few videos on my website, mobiletechshade.com, and on my YouTube channel the same. I really don't want to veer from what it was designed around, why I patented this tool. One of the main features of it, which is the set it and forget it. You literally get, I got somebody pulling up here, excuse me. You literally break it in, you get it to the spot that you want, have it to where it's tightened down just on that sweet spot. You put the suction cup to your chest when you pull it out of your car, move it where you want it, suction cup it to the car, and just move it and extend it to where you want it. Ease of use, how fast I can get from out of my truck to the dent done back in my truck and on the road means a lot to me. I mean, when you're talking doing route work for years and years like I did, 10 minutes on each job equals out to be another 3 or 4 more jobs during the day.
Yeah,
so
totally.
If you have to sit there, put it on the car, move it, okay, now you got it to where you want it. Now you go to your job, and then you're like, man, I've worked on this job for an hour. Now the sun, I got to get up. Now I'm walking away from my dent, so I have to get comfortable with it again. Move the shade, get it where you want, tighten it down. This way here, literally, you're on your job. You see that something's moved. You just reach up the same position you're on, move it, get right back to work again. So these are all things that I was thinking of when I came with the design. And that handle is literally to remind people of that. Don't tighten and loosen it every time. That's not what it was meant for. It'll work awesome and last probably a technician's lifetime if they use it the way it was intended.
4 years, same umbrella.
I love it. I love it.
So you have gone to you do carry different suction cups.
Yep.
This is a Woods. This is an old Woods that, but you also have, and I have one of your newer ones that has a C sucker on it.
Right.
And I actually
still can't
think
believe that Woods, man. I'm blown away by that, how nice that thing is after 4 years.
Obviously, I take these out and clean them
Yep.
But the C sucker, I like a little better.
The C suckers are very nice. Those are a marine cup. So their whole application of what they were built for is marine grade use. So these guys put cutting tables or filleting tables with 2 of the 6-inch C suckers on the side of a boat. And dude, they're slapping, 400-pound tunas on these tables and slicing them up, attached to the fiberglass boats. And I mean, dude, salt water, the elements and everything else, you got to have something that's going to last and have really good suction where you're not having to pay attention to if it's coming off the car or not, or coming off the suction mount.
It seems to conform a little easier than the Woods. It seems like it's a softer rubber.
Yeah, it's a totally different design. The way, Woods has a plate on the inside that the screws attach to. So literally just the outside ring edge of that cup is what's attaching. The C sucker is just a completely different design. I mean, I tested those out for quite a while too before I finally started putting them on my tool. But between the lube that you get to rejuvenate them, if they're some use, they start to get dirty. You go and you wash them with soap and water. You put a little bit of that lube on the actual rubber of the cup, and then let it sit overnight, and then take a towel that you're not going to be using much, clean all that stuff off, and it is literally brand new. So I've only done that, I think, once with one of my cups that was about 1.5 years old. There it is.
And here is the lube he is talking about. And this
man,
stuff
I'm
works
telling you
really
what,
well.
Awesome. It is awesome. Works really well. You call up Woods. You tell them, hey, my cup is all old and diminished. It's not holding the pump. I've tried to go through the piston, and they literally tell you, just buy a new cup. It's not meant to last forever. These sea sucker cups, the rubber compound that's on them is unlike anything else that I've used on the market, and that's why I have it on the Mobile Tech Shade, or as an option to buy.
Now, are they a little more than the Woods, or are they the same price?
They are. Not much. I keep all my stuff affordable. The Woods cup I still sell. You can still get it on a Mobile Tech Shade, stand, extension, and umbrella. It's $239 for the wood setup, and then it's $259 for the 4.5-inch sea sucker cup with everything, and then it's $279 for the 6-inch, the bad boy. The one I absolutely love, that 6-inch cup, man. I'm telling you. I don't know. Did you see the video I posted of me hanging from my truck?
Yeah, I said, I don't know if you guys have to check out this video. Like I said, Ian is the green giant over there, and he was on his truck hanging off of it with the suction cup, and I was like, what is this guy doing?
I'm like 275, so they rate these cups. I don't know how they do their pound rating, but the 4.5-inch is 120 from 90 from the Woods, and the 6-inch is 210 pound rated. I don't know about you, but I think I was lying in the video. I said I was 275. I'm more like 285, and I'm hanging, hoping I didn't break my window out of my truck as I was hanging from the side of my truck with that 6-inch cup.
That's only because you didn't cut your hair.
Right.
So got to have some fun here on the Dent Digest.
Yeah, you got to, man. Got to.
So you offer some different color options. Let's go through all that.
Sure. As far as, they're all the same. They're all the same unit, same reliability and quality that everybody has come to know throughout the years. 68-inch, dual ribbed, dual reinforced, dual canopy, silver top umbrellas. And these umbrellas, as you were showing, that thing is 4 years old, beat up, everyday use, and it still opens and closes every single day like it was brand new.
Yeah.
And I have to touch on that too real quick. The whole piston, the center piston setup for the Mobile Tech Shade umbrella that I use, it's unlike anything else on the market. It has a sleeve that goes around it with an actual clasp that sits on the top. So you don't have to worry about something wobbling out eventually with one pin that holds it, a shark tooth like a lot of umbrellas have. So I've stayed with those, and the different options that I give as far as colored umbrellas are neon green underside, also with the silver top, but neon green underside, royal blue underside, yellow. A lot of guys, Bruce Halverson, great guy. He loves his yellow. He loves his yellow umbrellas, and then the black.
No orange. Underside. Look at that. I'm getting discriminated over here.
I know it's what the manufacturer will sell me and let me sell, but I sell those.
Any benefit in those colors, or is it just kind of your preference?
I have myself experienced with different colored cars, a difference in hue, like let's say from the blue or the yellow or green. So sometimes you'll get, if you're out in the sun, you'll get a little bit of the color of the umbrella hue on the car. So let's say if you're working on a white car and you have a outside reflection line, it'll literally turn the white car a little bit of a green if you're using the green umbrella or yellow. So some guys really like that. They really have commented that it makes a big difference. So they'll buy the normal black bottom one, and then they'll purchase later on one of the colored ones and have that. But I also sell different colored custom stands. And these are literally taken out of production, the black stands, and custom painted. So I go in, and this is actually automotive paint with a really good clear. You know, still keeping in mind the idea around the set it and forget it. You know,
Of
deal. I
course.
know you powder coated.
I broke the rule. I broke the
Hey,
rule.
you did, but I keep the automotive paint on there, so we go a little bit extra. I think those are $30 more than what you normally would pay for whatever suction cup setup that you wanted, and that's just because we take them out of production and bake them and put them through. But we've done all kinds of colors. I've had people call me asking for custom painted camo. They wanted Desert Storm white, black, and gray camo.
Yeah, is that hydro dipped?
No, it's all hand done. My guy is.
Oh my gosh.
He's like a savant, dude. He'll go through, and he loves doing that stuff, man. I'll tell him, hey, we got an order? Kind of guy wants Desert Storm camo. Oh, I know how to do that. I'll make it look great. So he does those, and really puts his custom touch on them. You know, again, this is just a small tool company, man, that we take to heart, and we want everybody to be happy with our stuff.
So I do have a question. He's asking, Dwayne's asking, is there any Black Friday specials or MTE specials coming up? He's balling on a budget.
Balling on a budget. Well, I'll tell you what, I do have a coupon code for the people that were watching this live show. And this is, you order any setup, whether it's custom stand, woods cup, 4.5-inch sea sucker, 6-inch sea sucker, whatever you want. And you can type in on the coupon code once you pick what you want. So I'll rephrase it one more time before I tell them the code. You go in and you order a Mobile Tech shade package. When you get to the screen, when you've ordered whichever package you want, you go in and it'll give you the option of which suction cup you want. So you pick which suction cup you desire, and that comes with the extension, the regular base, the suction cup that you have chosen, and the underside color umbrella that you want with the silver top. And then when you go to the finish screen, it'll ask you for a coupon code. That coupon code, you ready, guys? It's Dent Digest Live 2019, all one word. And you will get a free paracord tie down worth $19.95 for the high wind applications. We didn't really talk too much about that.
Yeah, we still got some time.
Yeah, and then the neoprene, the Trojan neoprene cover. So I'll show you here. So you'll get a free $39.95 hand-built. Everything I make is hand-built. Neoprene cover, 3mm marine neoprene. And then you'll also get the paracord tie-down system for 30 to 40 plus mile-an-hour winds. And you know, the paracord tie-down system, to me, is crucial. I'll have a spot, man, where I have to have my umbrella. It is so windy, and it'll hold up. It won't fly off the car if I don't have it on there, but they're doing this. It's an umbrella.
Yeah.
You know, you put one strap to a mirror. You put one strap to the base of a windshield wiper housing. You put that top ring on the top of the umbrella right here, and then you tie down your paracord piece. It will not move. It literally stays completely still while you're doing your work. You don't have to worry about it moving back and forth. So that's what that paracord is mainly meant for. But you get those for free if you type in that coupon code for 5 days. It's good for 5 days here.
Any deals at MTE?
I'm not going to delve into what I got going on for Mobile Tech Expo. I'm not doing it yet.
Uh-oh.
I'm not doing it yet. There's something.
Look at that. See, Dwayne, you're going to have to come. There's no thing. I was on Facebook Live earlier, and Mark Blem was on there, and I'm trying to talk Mark into coming. You know, he's an in and out guy. He came to Anson. We got him to come to Anson, and he came in Friday and he left Friday. He's an in and out, same day flight guy. So hopefully we can get him to come, and trying to get a lot of these guys.
He must be a busy guy. I know he makes some killer tools.
They do. He goes, have you ever thought about offering custom printed umbrellas for the customers with their logo?
Yes. I've been hit up with just about every scenario that you could possibly imagine, from custom logos to a couple other things, which I'll talk about here in a minute. The custom logos, I'll be honest with you, getting someone to set up or tool for one umbrella for that one specific logo is the price is catastrophic. It's
Of course it is.
It's just stupid. And it's like, you know, if I started to set up with someone, which I had a person that said they would do it, you know, it's taking the umbrella apart, it's laying it out, it's doing different things to it. It's just, honestly, in my opinion, it's just not worth it. It's too much money for to even ask. I think I was being asked $110 an umbrella for the logo, and a couple of them that I got back, you know, because it's a process to put them on there and do it. It messed up a couple of the umbrellas. You know, it just wasn't right. So, you know, with all that said, I've got my logo on it. It's nothing huge, so it doesn't draw away from the company that's using it. But definitely having that silver out there draws the crowds in. You can't tell me that you haven't used yours. And the minute you put it up, that silver is almost like a beacon. You know?
Well, this one doesn't have a Mobile Tech Shade logo on it.
From 4 years ago, yeah.
But the new one does. So, but
Right.
this thing, yeah, I mean, everybody looks at it. Well, the first thing they'll say is, "What's up, Mary Poppins?" You know, so we get that a lot. We get the Mary Poppins. But you know what? It just works, man. I mean, it really does.
Thank you.
It just
Coming
works.
from somebody that's had it for 4 years, man, that means a lot to me. You know, I really appreciate that, man. A lot of thought and effort went in, as simple as it is, you know, hence the logo behind me, you know, simply the best, rain or shine. Man, I just wanted to make something that speedily would get people on their way to do their job, protect them from the harsh UV rays, and work time in, time out, man. You know, that's what we wanted to do. So I'm really happy that, you know, you chose me tonight to talk about my setup and all the hard work that went behind it. Do I have another minute to show you one more thing?
You've got 30 more minutes.
Oh, man. So, you know, the fact
this show is about you. This show is about you. So
I love it. Whenever it's about me, I'm going to take that limelight. I'm going to make it happen.
We got plenty of time.
So the Vacuum System Plus box I came out with briefly. I've had them at the Mobile Tech Expos to talk about them. I do not have them on my website. And the reason being is, you know, I sourced the Medusa box from James Lee, another great guy, great tool maker. And then I hit up my buddy Chris Acurity with Batback.
Oh, yeah.
I said, man, you know, having something that slips into the piston sleeve of any cup that you have, because they're all universal, and making it to where you can use a Makita or DeWalt battery and literally attach it to the hole of the Mobile Tech Shade, you know, I've got to have a couple of these made. So Chris got the Medusas from James Lee. Chris made these things up, and I've still currently got some Makitas, and you can see the custom aluminum piston that goes on it, some Makita ones, and then I've also got a couple of the DeWalt ones. And man, I got to tell you, it is literally game-changing to be able to just undo the suction cup. You hear the motor go off in this thing, and you put it right to where you want it, and then coupled with the set it and forget it, not having to adjust it, just grabbing it and moving it. I mean, literally, how much more easier can you get to use a mobile shade?
Now,
you know?
Now my question with that is, what cup are you using with those?
I've used all 3 cups. I've tried them with all of them to test them out, but right now I'm using it with the 6-inch cup. And what's crazy is I'll put the smaller, I have one around here on my drill. You know, the batteries that come with Makita when you first buy them, they're like this high. What is it?
Yeah, like 1 amp hour or something.
Right. I'll put one of those batteries on these, and it will last for 3 weeks, 4 weeks before I actually have to charge it again with the small battery.
Oh, really?
Oh, dude, it barely pulses. It barely pulses the suction cup on the Vacuum System Plus box. So you put this thing on, and as soon as you turn it on, it adheres to the car and then shuts off. And then if it loses suction, which, as you know, you've got the C-Sucker cup now, they don't lose suction.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it only goes on and off or pulses when you pull it from the car and then re-put it on for the next car or the next area that you need to work. They're great. I sell these for they're expensive because, you know, I sourced Chris and the materials that he used inside the box. they're $375 from me, and I'll do free shipping if someone wanted one. I've only got a couple left, and then I'm going to have a new batch made for MTE in Vegas. So I will have some out there at the show, and be highlighting those two as well. But another thing too, because they're Medusa boxes, let's just say, sorry, I'm dropping my battery here. Let's just say that you don't want to use it on the Mobile Tech shade. It works fine. And you have one of the old Illumident lights. You can, because it's a Medusa box, you have the opposite side to plug your Illumident light in. You plug this into the piston for the Illumident light, and now you have, for the other lights, you have a vacuum.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So you see what I'm saying? You can actually put this in, and it just piggybacks right off the battery terminal for your Illumident light. So it's got multi-uses. Or you have this on your Mobile Tech shade. You've got the other side. What about your Illumident glue gun? You click it on the other side, and you literally hang it right off your Mobile Tech shade.
Oh, come on.
It's keeping hot. Yeah, dude, I've been doing this for the last 6 months, and it was like, I wonder if that works. And it did. It heats it up. I go and I use my glue gun, just click it off there, use it, click it right back on, it holds it, so I don't have to reach for my glue gun.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
It works killer, dude. It works really good. So there's multiple uses for these VSP boxes, vacuum system plus boxes, that me and Chris came out with. But they are limited. I don't have very many of them. And again, I'm not making much money even at the $375 price that I've been selling them at. But the guys that have them love them.
So that aluminum piece goes in where the piston is, I guess.
Right. You pull the piston out, you put that aluminum piece in, and every once in a while I've been noticing, it might start pulsating. That means that there's a vacuum, problem.
Yeah.
I'll pull it out, and I might take just a hair of that lube tube and just barely coat the outside seal, the O-ring that goes around that cylinder, put it back in, and it immediately burp, and it locks in and works great. So I've sold about 15 or 17 of them. Everybody loves them. Didn't you run into a guy that was using them?
I did. Richard Bruce.
That's
Rick
right,
Bruce.
Richard.
Yeah.
He's a good dude,
he loves that thing, man.
He does love it.
He knew I was a Mobile Tech fan, and he was like, "Man, do you have one of these?" I'm like, "No, I still got this 1953 woods that I love." And he's like, "You got to check this out." That guy's super passionate about tools. I mean, if you want to talk tools,
right,
you need to get him on the phone. You'll be on the phone for a little while, but he is so passionate about tools. It's awesome. It's nice to just see guys. It's just nice to see guys passionate about the industry. I talked to Dwayne from Push and Polish the other night for like an hour and 15 minutes on my way home. So the industry's at its best point right now that it's been, I think, ever.
I agree.
For
sure.
And you actually, I want to bring this up. A lot of these guys are in here every week and know that I'm going to be speaking at the Mega Media event. You attended one of the Mega Media events.
Yes.
How was your outcome on that? What was your thoughts?
It was great. John Hiley, Mike Toledo, and all involved really put on a great venue. That is an absolute great venue. I've been kicking around. I really want to go to this next one. But, man, between Mobile Tech Expo, Vegas, Mobile Tech Expo, January, business just being super busy, it's so hard for me to do that. I'm still kicking it around, though. I see you still have some availability. If someone can go and they really are struggling with kind of the latest, greatest stuff for their business, the technology, scheduling, man, I'm telling you, John and Mike, they have really done their homework, and they put on a good show. They bring up a lot of good points. They have a lot of good speakers. I got to say, it was really enlightening and put the nail on the head for a couple of things that I was on the fence with at that time. But you also get, pictures taken.
I see your photos back there in the corner.
Oh yeah, I had to showcase those. I got those up on the wall there, and in fact, I'll show you. And then I got the one I think
with the hot rod.
That's my sweet one there. I love that one. And then we got these up here. So, dude, it's just a great venue. They really do their extra work to make sure that everybody comes away from that mega media event with just it's almost like information overload. You really have to take notes and make sure that you're keeping up, because if you don't listen to a couple points, man, you're going to miss out. It's great. I can't say enough good about it, really.
Yeah. So Dwayne's asking, are you going to do the World Cup?
The World Cup. Man, I do the World Cup every day, bro.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
No.
So what?
World Cup. So you know what? I to be honest with you, I've never done a Dent Olympics. I've never gone in. And I'll be totally truthful. I mean, I look at those dents that are super stretched and super small, and the first thing I think is, where's my wet? Because I'd polish it. I'd make it to where you didn't see it. But where's my wet sandpaper and my polisher? You know, because I have a certain way that I go about stuff like that. And there's so many rules around how you can't do it and how you have to do it this way. And it's like, that's not how I do it. I do it different. So I don't know. I've just never really competed, never really had the desire to be honest.
I get asked too. A lot of guys are like, why don't you do the Dent Olympics? And I'm like, you know why? Because I want to enjoy my trip at MTE. Right. Like really, it's a great time. I mean, it really is. It's just guys looking at new tools. You get to touch the new stuff, and you just get to BS and have fun. I mean, me and you sat at the bar. What was that, Saturday night for like 3 hours?
Dude, it's such a fun time. Yeah, it's a great time. Getting to see all the guys you see online during the year, putting conversations to the faces. You know, it really shows you we got a lot of great guys in this industry. You're one of them. Got a lot of great guys in the industry, man. I mean, I can, name a few. Gene Fetty is a great dude. Dave Streen, Stuckey. That guy, when I spent some time with Stuckey, not necessarily at MTEs that much. He's usually busy with his family. He's a very family-oriented person. But, man, I spent some time with him in Colorado doing a couple of hill trucks, and just a great guy. So, man, if anything that you get out of MTE going, anybody that's on the fence, it's just a great time, man, getting to know guys and learning different stuff, you know, rubbing shoulders with some of these people, man. That's what I love the most about it. Definitely.
So he's asking if you're going to be a vendor at the World Cup show.
I got the one in Missouri.
Yeah. Jesse's show. Yeah.
I didn't have any plans on it. I think Jesse needs to reach out to me. We need to chat.
Yeah, it looks. Definitely. I mean, it's. I think it's a show that's still growing. You know, I'm gonna get Jesse on here in the next few weeks and kind of really have a good breakdown on it, because I think there's a lot of techs that still don't know about it.
Right.
So
hey, I did hear quite a bit from Christina, Seconder.
Yeah.
Craig, Craig Dyer and a couple other people. Who was it? I think Ian George Lamb or somebody had said a lot about it. I think he had went. I can't remember. Excuse me if I'm saying the wrong name, but
he said Ian Lamb. Look at that. Ian Lamb. He's from Maryland. He's a Maryland boy.
Good dude. Another great guy, another great dent guy. But I heard it was a really good show, a good venue, and you had quite a good turnout at that. I would definitely be interested in the future being a vendor, at one of your shows. So
you are going to Vegas this year, you were saying, to Vegas MTE.
Yep.
You're sharing. You're sharing it. That guy, he's a awesome tech.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, at first, and Sal actually reached out. I think he was a little pissed. We were on one of the other shows that I was on, and I was like, the dent dial, it's expensive.
Yeah.
If you look at this tool, you're like, yeah, I paid $375 for this, and everybody looks at it and says, it's a leaf spring, Ryan.
Right.
And I'm like, no, it's not. I'm telling you, it's not. I can get on this thing on a lift with the arms all the way up, put it up there, and I can't bend it. I need to send it to California so you can bend it with those hands.
I love it.
But that guy, he amazes me. How does he fix a car with a PVC pipe?
Oh, you know what? And
he
until
blows
I
my
saw
mind.
it in person, it's really hard to gather. But his whole concept of broad pushes and everything, you know, really delving in myself and thinking about how I'm pushing on the dent, even sharp dents, bringing up big crushes and everything with just a few pushes. It has literally changed my game in the last 10 years of pushing. I think I've been using the dent dials. I used one of his originals about 10 years ago, 10 years ago. And, you know, I have all his setups, all the tips, everything, and I've made them mine. But man, I'll tell you, just his way of doing things, of the broad pushes and bringing up stuff and laying it down and everything, it makes you think totally different about how you tackle big stuff.
And let me tell you, that 22 heavy that I use, it stays bent the same way, and all I use it on is fenders. I get a ton of fenders. If you watch my YouTube page, there's like 3 fender repairs, and I'm like, yes, I'm doing a video on another fender repair. I'm either have a busted roof or a fender. But let me tell you, that tool 100%, I don't even know how I was fixing them before.
I know. Oh, dude, body line dents on doors, Subarus. I mean, dude, I did one the other day.
I'm worried about breaking the glass with that. Which one are you using?
I use the 34 light or medium. I use the medium one, and I'll get that. I have a bender I put on my hitch of my truck.
Yeah.
And I can, you know, depending on the dent, I can get that sucker to curl like this on some of my dents, depending on what I need. Sometimes you have those belt molding braces that hang down real low.
Yeah.
And I take my Mercedes tape and just wrap it around the back side of that thing, get a nice little clump on it, depending on what I need to push, still with a nice little edge to the tape, maybe about 5 or 6 times round. And I'll put my stainless steel board in there with the felt back. I'll wedge that thing in between the belt molding, or sometimes have to take the belt molding off to get it in. And dude, it's like 3 or 4 pushes with a lot of heat. I mean, all you're doing is crown work and just a little bit of finish work with the other side of the tool, and I'm done. I mean, I blow some guys away where I'll have a body line dent that used to take me hours to do, and it still wasn't that good. Absolutely flawless in 15 minutes. You know, and it's all because of, you know, those big power pushes with that thing. It's a great tool, dude. I love it.
They really are. I mean, it's that thing it's unbelievable.
Joking about that tool, yesterday, me and Sal were talking about the booth, and he goes, man, I'm going to have a full kiosk. I'm going to dial it in. I'm, you know, this and that. And he goes, you know, I hope I'm not in your way. And I said, you know, shoot, we've been doing this now for years. I love being with you and everything. And we have all kinds of time. We kind of have our little mini vacation ourselves with our families. We're good friends. And I said, Sal, I love your tool so much. And we back each other up, you know, him with the Mobile Tech Shade, me with Dent Dial. I said, dude, I break your tool out at jobs that I know I'm never going to use it on. But people see me breaking this big tool and they're like, man, this guy must really know what he's doing. You know, look at all the big tools he's got. And I never even touch it, but I lay it right there where I'm working. And he's a crack up, man. He's a good dude that really has done a lot for the industry and their whole oversight of how
you know what?
And
I really enjoy his YouTube videos because the way he explains it, you know, some of the stuff he's using a 2x4 here for leverage. He's using the different feet that he has. And I'm like, man, this guy really, dude. He really puts a lot of thought into how he's going to repair that dent. Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you ask him to bring a box full of tips this time? Every time I see him, I see his son working the booth, and I'm like, did you guys bring any tips? Or like, no. And I'm like, come on. Everybody there like asked for tips.
Like me, man, making these things by hand and stuff, they're a lot of work, and it gets to the point to where you have so many people out with the tips and making them and doing stuff that, you know, trying to make, say, 100 of each tip. They're so unique, each one, that a lot of times he's making them to order. And, you know, I know he said that he had hired some people to actually make the tools. And he was overseeing them and stuff. And that raises new challenges. But no, Sal,
of course it does.
You know, hey, even if he does have them, to keep them for more than 10 minutes if they're being sold, dude.
And
they're
if
gone.
you guys want a dent dial at MTE, okay, this is the ticket. You're gonna find Sal in the hallway, and you're gonna say, I want a 35 heavy,
Right.
and he's gonna be like, I got 1.5 of them.
Right.
So you need to come see me. You need to come see me.
Or he's in his van, dude, outside. I remember, I think it was the second year that we were together at MTE. And I was like, where the hell? And everybody, dude, where's Sal? You know, the first day he wasn't even here. And it's almost, 2 hours into the second day. And I'm like, I don't know. Well, he came, we finished the show and everything. And then we had plans to go and go on an airboat ride. So he goes, I got to grab something from my van. I just got to go grab some and check on some. And I'm like, all right. So we drive around to the van, and dude, the whole back of this thing is covered in rust. All right. Cause I guess it had rained. He was sitting there because I guess in transit, some of his tools had gotten caught up in the rain in the bags that he carried them. So they had a little bit of surface rust, and Sal is so picky. So he was out there grinding.
That's the ones that I got. That they were like, oh, we had to rub them. They got rusty. So that's the story, huh?
He demolished this van, dude. It had rust, grind marks all over the whole backside, up on the paint and everything. And,
was it a rental?
What's that?
Was it a rental?
Yeah, it was a rental van.
Oh
dude.
My gosh!
Oh, it was on the carpet. It was everywhere. I was laughing my ass off, man. But he's passionate about what he does, and he wants everybody happy with it. I mean, just a great dude, another great dude in the industry.
And like I said, the tools are. I really don't think I could do some of these repairs. I really don't.
I say the same thing, but I'll tell you what: the reverse leverage, bedsides, man. Now I look at stuff a completely different way because of people like him, Bryce Kelly's repairs.
Yeah.
Sal's repairs. These guys posting these kind of videos, man, for the industry brought me to another tier as well, to where I'm not as scared to tackle something like this, to go after and delve into a dent because I know how to do it. But the reverse leverage on the dent dial, under gas door pockets on Chevy trucks, that have just been smashed with doors. To be honest with you, I wouldn't even have thought to do these just, 7-8 years ago, or the amount of work needed to get them out with what I had to do them, or my mindset around moving that metal. It was like, it's not even worth it, dude. I got 10 other jobs over here. Now you can power that stuff out and move that metal so fast, with tools like his, man. It really helps me out. It really has helped me out a lot in my career.
Yeah, it's a great tool. It's a great tool. So what we're going to do here is, do you have anything else you have going on besides some surprises at MTE this year about the Mobile Tech Shade?
Right. One more quick thing. So, I have had a couple people ask me, numerous times, am I coming out with a bigger umbrella? Am I coming out with something bigger? And I have really delved into trying to find something that is of the same caliber of umbrella as far as quality. Actually got with some of the manufacturers and tried to get them to make me the same type of collar sleeve that is on the one I sell now. And 72-inch, 80-inch. I had a couple different ideas, a couple different designs. Black with the silver bottom, and let's see here. So I open it up, hold my camera at the same time.
Well, you got them big hands.
Here, actually,
just fine.
The shark tooth. I'm trying to steer away from. Eventually, I think, to myself, I've been testing it now for about 3 months. I've been testing it myself out on the road, trying to see how I like it and stuff. And I just might be coming out with that one there, but there is a couple changes I'm going to ask the manufacturer to do on it. So I am in the middle of doing that. And then the 80-inch, the big 80-inch umbrella. So the only person manufacturing, and I had to put my logo on it just for giggles here, but the only manufacturing, stuff like this, they really have their mindset on one way to build it and one way to do it. And it needs to be different. So I'm going to make some changes and do some stuff, and you know, maybe eventually come out with something. But again, I know for a fact that what I sell, just because of the amount of people using it on a daily basis, job in, job out, is working great. And why change something that's working so good? But in the future, I'll have something, something different. I'll come out with something.
Now, what is your thought on the black compared to the silver umbrella outer? What is your thought on that? Is it better black? Is it better? I would think that the silver outer is going to reflect the sun. I think that the black is going to absorb it, but it also has a silver inner. So I don't know the technology on that.
You know, both are UV resistant. What I've found with a black top umbrella, just with a heat gun, just doing different experiments out in the field working, is when you have black where the sun is hitting it, it immediately pulls the heat in. You know, it gets hot. You know, and it almost it radiates the heat underneath it to where you still feel the warmth coming from the sun hitting the black. The silver top has that bounce away from the sun to where I have seen 30-40 degree differences with the silver top umbrellas. And I just stick with the silver tops because I personally, when you are underneath the umbrella, you feel a difference. You feel a difference from that. Both are UV resistant. Whenever you double line or double canopy, something like that, with the black top, silver bottom, or silver top, different colored underside, are going to work really similar. But it's the heat exchange that I've been noticing that there's a big difference where the silver, personally myself, what I've seen beats it out.
Okay. That makes sense. It's like I said, I use mine in the rain, the snow. I mean, like I said before, if you guys didn't watch that video, go through, because I do a really good comparison of the older one with the newer one, which there isn't a whole lot that's changed, and just how good it works. It just works. That's easy as it is.
Well, I appreciate your support, Ryan, and I appreciate you, definitely speaking up about how much you use my tool and how it still works to this day. Quite a small investment to save you from skin cancer.
Yeah, I'll tell you something funny. When I first ordered that thing, my wife looks at me and she goes, $200 for an umbrella?
Yeah, I got that a lot.
And I'm like, yep, let's try it. 4 years later, I look at her and say, $200 for an umbrella.
I love it. Hey, whenever we can prove our wife's wrong, man, I'm totally down to twist the knife.
Yeah.
Well, there's not many times either. She's always right. My wife's always right. So
he says you need to design a clip-on fan mount that's run off the 18-volt batteries.
Maybe a. No, you know what? Now that you said it, I was going to say something smart, but then I was thinking Stuckey has those fans that I think they clip on. He was using one when he was doing hail next to me. They clip on to the side of the car with a clip or a clamp or something like that. And they push some air. Pretty lightweight too. That's
you could take a fan and clip it onto the other side of that Medusa adapter.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Is if it was if it had the adapter. That's something to think about. Wow.
Well, you got 20-some people in here that are going to steal your ideas, so you better get to work.
Yeah, right. That's the dent world, man. You can't talk about it, or it's already being made.
So I want to say how we're going to do this giveaway. So what we're going to do is,
I'm anxious.
We're going to do live on Monday night on Facebook at 7 o'clock. We'll do 8 o'clock. Monday, okay? We'll do 8 o'clock Monday. What you guys are going to have to do is comment on the Mobile Tech Shade Instagram page. You'll see the post that says tool giveaway. You have to comment on my Instagram page that says a tool giveaway. And then you have to comment in the YouTube comments. And then we will cut it off at 7 o'clock Monday.
Okay.
And go live 8 o'clock with the randomizer, and we'll see who wins. So what are you giving away? Let's go with that.
Now the surprise. So I am going to give away a neon green custom painted stand or a black, I'm going to let them choose, but there is the option for that custom painted neon green stand and extension. So here it is right here. Here's the neon green and really pretty stand. A lot of guys have these all over the world. All the clips, the extension, everything, and a 6-inch sea sucker. I love this cup, man. This cup is just awesome. And then I'm going to give them 2 umbrellas of their choice. So they'll get a black one because that's the most popular, but then they'll be able to choose. I'm actually waiting for some more neon greens. I apologize. I got about another 2 weeks before they show up here. But you can choose blue, yellow, or the black, another black. You can have 2 black if you'd like, but 2 umbrellas and the paracord tie down system with the neoprene Trojan system stand cover. And now this neoprene stand cover, a lot of guys out there have this. This thing is killer. If you guys are working on real high-end cars,
yes, you
can slide this over the main center, hence the Trojan cover, right? You slide this down. This pocket. Now, remember what we talked about the handle, adjusting it. If you use it right, you put this over the handle. So this literally goes.
Yeah, it'll cover this whole piece.
The whole thing, the whole base of the cup. Now, when you go to use this, whether it's on single extension or the dual extension, you just slide it down. You have your umbrella inside there. If you want to use it on the single, you slide down and it slides up the shaft to the umbrella for the single extension. And now let's say you're working on trunks or glass or whatever, you never have to worry about the trunk opening up and tapping the clips or the stand itself or anything. Or even if this thing, let's just say, wasn't going to happen, but let's just say it falls off the car, falls across the hood. There's no point on this stand with that cover on there that isn't rubber or the cover or the plastic end pieces for the umbrella, so it can't scratch. So it really is a great addition for the Mobile Tech shade. So the giveaway, I'm going to give them a choice of their own stand, a 6-inch sea sucker, paracord tie down, and the neoprene cover. I think it equals out to be almost $385.
Okay,
is what it normally costs there with shipping and everything, and I'll ship it to them for free too as well. So
cool. I appreciate it.
No
I
problem,
appreciate
man.
you giving to some of these guys that are just starting and trying to get out there, and it's a good product, so they're not going to have a problem with it. So I'm not worried about that.
Awesome, man.
So you guys have to comment on my Instagram page for this show, the tool giveaway, on Ian's Instagram page, and this YouTube channel on the comments, not on the live chat. And it's shipping only in the US.
Yeah. No across the pond or anything like that. We can work that out. You pay me for the shipping or something, I'll make something happen, but it's a lot of money usually to do that.
Yeah. So I appreciate you coming on, Ian. I really do. It's been a good show.
You having me, buddy.
We could sit here for like 3 hours and talk, but we're going to save that for Vegas.
Right. Exactly. Guys, or Ryan especially has taken the time out of his day to do this show without sponsors, without anything, man, to highlight tools that he uses daily. And I'm blessed, one, that my tool was one of them. And two, I think all the guys out there in the industry pushing appreciate the time that you take to really highlight and talk no nonsense and give somebody a chance to talk like this, man. I appreciate you hearing me gab for all this time, man. I appreciate being on the show. Thank you, Ryan.
No, it was definitely good. Like I said, I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming out with a tool that just works. That's it. I've got nothing. I got nothing. So
well, you gotta come out with something, man. I know you're always brainstorming on something. You came up with this.
But no, guys, thanks for coming on. Make sure you comment on that stuff so we can get you a Mobile Tech shade and some extra goodies.
Yep.
And
Dent Digest Live 2019 on the Mobile Tech Shade website. If you don't feel lucky on the posts and stuff to get the giveaway tool, Dent Digest Live 2019 is the coupon code.
The other thing I want to bring up, I am looking for an experienced tech that wants to relocate here to Maryland. We've got a pretty crazy, busy area here. I've got to send some information over to a guy that's in here now. I've been dragging my feet because it's my first week back from vacation. But if somebody's looking to relocate that has 2 or 3 years experience, please send me a message. We'll definitely sit down and chat.
Be a great opportunity.
Thanks for coming on. And remember, guys, keep it real. See you on the next one.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
guys.